Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Frozen with Outdoor Adventures, and this is one of the lightest one-person DCF tent shelters on the market, coming in at 13.9 ounces. That is just crazy. This is the Zpacks Plex Solo. Now this model is meant to directly replace the Zpacks Plexamid, which, as some of you know, I've used for hundreds of miles, a couple dozen nights on the trail. And overall, the review was really good, except for two things. One, condensation, which really you're not getting past condensation in a one-person tent, especially a DCF tent. And two, they had this really goofy roof thing on it. Not really sure why they were trying to put so much effort into this roof, but they have fixed that issue. So no longer is it a headache to pack up into a stuff sack or just pack away in the morning. What they did was they've raised this roof up a considerable bit, about 4 to 6 inches. So not only does that make it easier to pack up, but it also gives you the ability to have more headroom, which is a great idea. And a bonus, it adds to the angle so the moisture, the condensation inside the tent can run out of the mesh between the walls and the bathtub floor. All around great improvements. Now this tent weighs in at an amazing 13.9 ounces. Now that's without tent stakes and without a trekking pole. You are going to need a trekking pole with this tent, just one. And that height on the trekking pole is actually now, I believe it went from 48 inches, it is now 52 inches. If you sink down into the ground like I am today, you have to raise it up to 54 inches. So if anyone wondering when I'm taking some B-roll of the trekking poles, that's the number. So not only do you need a standard trekking pole for this tent, you have to make sure your trekking pole is long enough to accommodate. Now for me, I really like the Z-style poles, the foldable poles that just have a little bit of give, a little bit of extension, but those don't work for me. So if you're coming from those style poles and you're short like me, being at 5'6", pretty much add another $100 to $160 on top of the $600 price tag for this tent to deal with some extra trekking poles. So let's dive in. This is just going to be a first looks video. I've only had it out for one night. The condensation is absolutely still there. I do feel like the condensation runs out, again, because of the steeper angle, a little bit better, but let's come on into it. Now, one of the things that I think was another great addition to this tent is not only did they kind of make the angle of the roof better that I keep talking about, because that's a big deal, right? It's a huge deal. One of the things, in addition, was the overhang is now quite substantial. And we're gonna get out the measuring tape in just a second here, but I feel like this tent can pretty much be pitched in a light rain without having the doors fully closed. Especially if you're like me, who always leave 1 or 2 doors open in a light rain. Now, I wasn't able to do that even in a light rain with the Plexamid model, even though it was kind of stated on the website that you could. I'd always seem to get rain on the bathtub floor. So that is a huge, huge improvement over the Zpacks Plexamid. Just looking at this, it looks like we have an overhang of about 9 inches before the doors actually start. So 9 inches of protection just from the tent itself with the doors pulled back. That's excellent. That's a great improvement. Good job on Zpacks for doing that. Other than that, it's pretty much the same exact thing as the Plexamid. Now, I want to be upfront and clear. Zpacks did send me this for free. No, I am not paid or obligated to give them a good review. As you can tell from the last review, it did receive some good words, but there were definitely some complaints that I then took back to Zpacks. And you know, I'd like to think that they're listening to the hiking community, hence the awesome changes on this tent. Now, again, I've only used this for one night, so time will tell how this one bears for me, but just based on the initial testing, you know, trying to get condensation in, which you'll see in next week's Oil Creek video, the condensation was really running out well, so I can't state that enough. They definitely helped the condensation issue in this tent. Now, the bathtub floor is exactly the same footprint as the Zpacks Plexamid. The pocket is still there. The pull-ups are there, so if you want to raise the bathtub floor for any reason, if you're in some severe inclement weather, then that's available to you. Now, I'm not sure what it is, but the Plexamid review, I complained about not being able to pull the zipper of the bug net with one hand. Now, I don't know if it's just the way this thing has been set up for the past couple times, but I am now able to pretty much do that once it's past the center point. So if they somehow updated the angle of the rainbow zipper, I mean, I can't see that anything has been modified there, but maybe it's the extra height of the trekking pole now. I'm starting to be able to do this one-handed, which is a step definitely in the right direction. Still comes with the pocket. You still get some extra tape just in case you have some tears or anything needs repatched. And other than that, it's exactly like the Plexamid. So my initial review of the Plexamid should still apply, minus the roof. I am really looking forward to showing this off in a trip video and for the rest of the year, because I'm really hoping that this tent will be the tent that I bring on the Pacific Crest Trail when I hopefully thru hike it next year. So excited. But anyway, if you have any questions about my initial thoughts on this tent, let me know down in the comment box below, and I'll see you on the trail, everybody.